YouTube. We got 2 people watching on YouTube. There he is.
All right.
Sorry, Mike. You're good.
We did it.
Actually, can you, I'll work on it. I just want to make sure the volume is muted. We don't have a remote control for this one. Oh, you definitely got to bring in your iced tea. We will get that for you.
Grab me a glass too, please.
Got some nice fresh plastic cups for you or glass, whatever you want.
Plastic cup's good.
Thank you. Let's get you in your seat there. Make sure you're
Okay.
looking.
The mics are on.
The Rees Company with Steve Rees, the bull of American broadcasting, and the great Chris Morganti.
Unfettered Journey by Sins of Magnus. The new album, The Circus, available over on the Sins of Magnus page at Bandcamp. So I guess we'll try this again, right?
Take 2.
Hamboy is behind the boards and taking your calls at 267-341-1631. We hope you'll crack open a tepid Genesee and watch the pictures as they travel through your neighbor's Wi-Fi. Thank you for joining us. We think you've joined us. We're not exactly sure. If you tried to view our program 2 nights ago and you tried to join us live, we apologize for the profound technical issues we experienced. Chris.
Yes. What?
Well,
They weren't my fault.
I'm not saying it was your fault. I'm just saying your reaction to the way things ended up. The show, I did delete the show the next day. I did have to see it first. And there were so many unintentional jump cuts that I guess there was a system update going on or something to that effect. We'll talk to Handboy about this in a minute, but I want to talk to you about it first. Because, let's face it, it affected us. It made us look like amateurs.
Well, not if no one saw it.
Well, nobody saw it.
Talking about it now makes us look like amateurs.
Well, I will say this. The show, and I think we did like an hour, 10-minute show, something like that.
Yeah.
It ended up being 31 minutes when you factored in all the unplanned on, unexpected jump cuts. The audio was choppy.
Well, I did get the proper audio earlier today. And there were I thought, some important things discussed early in the show. And I don't want folks to miss out on those. So I put it into like a brief 2-minute bit that everyone can hear and get caught up on what they missed.
Now, is this ready, Handboy?
I have it ready.
Okay, in that case, let's remind the folks of what they missed.
After it's not on mute, there we go.
Eventually.
I got my vaccine shot.
No, that's not the start.
It was very easy.
This is the part of the show. Jeez, wait, stop. What's going on now? That's not the start of the bit?
That's not how it starts.
Okay, we try it again. Ready?
This is the part of the show where we explain what went wrong the week before.
I got my vaccine shot. It was very easy. I made sure I got it in the left arm so I can still wipe myself. It's time to open stuff up, man. People, if you had the vaccine, there's no reason. There's no justification.
Right, and millions of people at this point have had the vaccine.
And honestly, if I was able to sign up and get one the next day, I'm saying that we're rapidly getting to the point where if you don't have it, it's because you don't want it. So what are we staying on lockdown to protect people who, refuse to get the vaccine? How is that sensible?
I think it would encourage more people to get the vaccine if
Things were open.
Yes.
Round 30.
So you want to talk about last week's show? Benny Michaels. I remember you saying, tell him whatever it takes to get him on. He's great. Which is a compliment to Benny. By showtime, I think his agreement to participate was half-hearted at best. And he told the story. And you were fine with it.
Right.
The next day.
Well, the next day I got a text from you saying, hey, you should call Benny. Immediately followed by a text from him saying, hey, give me a call. So I called him up, and it was just like a profuse apology. And I'm like, man, there's no need. There's no need for it, man. I just kept saying, everything's fine.
Live reaction.
Yeah, because Handboy, he doesn't think we're funny at all, so he's not going to laugh at anything.
Right, no, he's watching baseball right now.
Yes, he is.
The motherfuckers don't even work. A fucking playground for the cocksuckers.
And that Handboy story was total bullshit, right?
All right, so there you go.
That's all you need to know.
Now you're all caught up.
We're all caught up now, and we greatly appreciate it.
Now I have to say though, in the process of putting that little thing together, I think, and I noticed it now listening to it, my voice sounds different at every segment. And the reason for that is I had to go through and remodulate and magnify the audio across every segment had to be adjusted.
Because there was
my
it didn't match.
audio is, I haven't gone back and listened to many of our previous shows here. My audio was almost imperceptible. So, Handboy, what is there some? Okay,
I think that's your call.
I think that's 1950 calling us.
Okay, do we need to take this call?
If you want to take it.
Well, let's take the call, and while we're taking the call, hello, caller?
Hello, darling.
It's the A-Bomb. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your input. Now,
Hello.
you have been deputized, and I did say if there are profound issues one way or another, please let us know early on. Otherwise, in the mid-show, we'll ask you to call, and we can have a mid-show production quality update. So I'm assuming things are going wrong because we're hearing from you early. Is that not the case?
Well, I'll tell you, I wouldn't say things are going wrong, but wait, first of all, hi, you guys. Hi, Chris. Hi, Handboy. I've been waiting to say hello to Handboy for weeks now.
I'm cheesing over here. Bad
Nothing's
pun.
going terribly wrong, but something is very, very, very staticky. And I don't know if you guys can hear that in your headphones. I hope everybody is wearing headphones right now.
Yes, we are.
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything either.
It's okay. Well, I don't know. On YouTube, it's super staticky. And Steve, I can barely hear you.
Well, that's often the case on the show, and I think that's many people's dream.
That's exactly what I was about to say. When I went through my own audio for last week, I couldn't hear myself. So, Hamboy, is there something that we're doing wrong here? Do I need to bite the mic, as they say?
I don't know. I just turned off the only thing that makes a hum sound is that light. So I just shut that light off. So if we still hear it, then we still hear it.
Is this still taking place, Avon?
Well, I can't tell because there's delay.
Yeah, we're going to be on delay for her YouTube, so it might take a few seconds to catch up. But that could be the noise in the background is that light.
It's weird. You know what kind of static it is? You know, like when you're listening to something and the wires start to go in your headphones and then you got to twist them to clear it? Like if you twist the wires a little bit, it sounds better. It's that kind of static.
Right. Okay. Well, we can't hear that ourselves, but it's good to know that people out there are experiencing that.
Well, maybe it's just me. I don't know. You guys look really cute, though. You look hot, babe.
Well, hey. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I got nothing.
Okay, well...
just have fun.
Okay, but please check in with us mid-show and tell us how we're doing production-wise, because we need to iron these things out. You know, early on I was billing these episodes, I guess the first 4 I billed as rehearsals. And there was a reason for that. I didn't want undue expectations on us. Wild expectations that we couldn't live up to, knowing that we were coming to a new studio, there would be a new format, and there would be kinks. There would be snags we would have to work out, things we'd have to experience in order to know that there were issues to be dealt with. I was not expecting that that would extend to the microphones being on. But I think we nailed that. The microphones were on at the top of the show this week.
Yeah, were they not on last week?
There was a week or two when that did not occur.
Okay.
Well, I mean, my issue is...
We've solved that one.
On or not, like, if they're not working properly, it doesn't matter. They might as well be off.
Yeah.
So what was the issue with my mic last week? Is it my fault? Am I sitting too far away?
Well, what are you saying? You were overmodulated or you were undermodulated? You couldn't hear?
When I went to pull all that...
Everything on Wednesday, I was messing with the whole time, trying to get the sound perfectly because I thought I heard you in an echo. So that may have been why you were up and down, up and down. There was some kind of echo. So
I heard you on an echo too.
Yeah. So I heard
only
it
sporadically hear you through my headphones.
and that happened at times too. Like I couldn't hear that hum sound that's going on, but I heard that. So I was trying to kind of get you perfect. So that's probably why.
Well, it didn't work because when...
No, obviously it didn't work.
If you go to listen to the replay, you can barely hear me. So...
Did you unplug it and plug it back in?
There you go.
Well, the funny thing is there was a sound guy in here Wednesday.
And all I know is I'm sitting on a sofa, so sometimes I lean back. So I don't know if I'm...
Well, you can bend down the filter.
Well, I mean, I know.
Oh, yeah, you can remove that filter altogether now.
God damn it, I know how this shit works.
Well, at least somebody here does.
My issue is, do I need to be leaning into the mic the whole program? Am I causing this problem?
It's always better to lean into the mic no matter what. I always lean into the mic. I'm coming across very clear and very loud, and we're on the same levels.
I've never done a show sitting on a sofa before. I guess it's my...
Would you like a regular chair moving forward? Because I can make that happen.
I didn't think seating would be part of the learning curve. And I honestly don't think that's an issue.
I mean, I don't feel like I should need to be...
No. But here's the thing. On that couch, you're going to lounge because it's just the mentality. I'm going to lounge.
Well, no, Chris is aware he's doing a show.
What's that?
Chris is aware he's doing a show. He doesn't sit on a couch and suddenly think, well, I'm in my living room.
Yeah. Well,
He knows he's doing a show. There's a microphone in front of him. He knows he has to speak into, and he knows how to speak into it. We've done this together for, I guess, 6 of the 8.5 years that
Sure.
some semblance of the show has been taking place. Another thing, and we were talking about this the other day, about how easy it is if the sound through the headphones is what's actually going out, how you can adjust and monitor your own volume of your voice,
Right.
to match what's necessary to be heard, and also not overwhelm. You can modulate it naturally if you can hear exactly what's going out to the audience.
Yes, which doesn't appear to be the case, which is fine. But in that case, somebody needs to be conscious of what the end product sounds like.
Right.
Right.
I
I
love it.
can't hear you through my headphones.
You can't hear me.
You can't hear him?
Can you hear?
I can
Chris?
hear him.
I can hear you.
I
Yeah.
can hear you and not him.
Okay. Well,
Or myself.
This was our big step up. This was our big promotion. And I do see some humor in this. I think it's kind of perversely funny that this was our chance to do something different, to do something spectacular, to do something broader. Not broader in the sense of broader appeal, but broader in the sense of more ambitious. And now I feel like we're once again tethered to just having a conversation because anything ambitious has been fucking impossible. Sorry for cursing on our own show.
Well, to be fair, I really didn't have anything planned for tonight. So
I'm not saying you did, but I think the best move, for at least right now, is to just have a conversation because that seems to be our best chance at being heard.
I suppose.
I loved the first 3 shows you did. Was it 2 or 3? You did Middle-Aged Jim Morrison.
That was only twice.
That was twice, and that was something I couldn't get enough of. I couldn't stop watching. I loved that bit. I loved that segment. And I also love the way it was shot. I thought I thought the joke was executed perfectly on your end and on the production end. We didn't hear much of Jim Morrison. I mean, the Doors heard enough to sue us or whatever the fuck happened.
whatever's going on there.
Yeah. But we didn't actually hear Jim Morrison, middle-aged Jim Morrison, perform his gimmick. I just don't know what's going on over here.
I don't know.
Andrea, are you still with us? Sorry I called you
I'm
Andrea.
still here,
People know
baby.
your name's Andrea.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right. Anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, that's all I had.
All right.
Do
Well,
you still hear the hum sound out there?
I don't know because I didn't turn my TV back up yet.
well,
Okay.
yeah, because she's a professional caller. She knows to turn her device down before she calls the program.
That would have been embarrassing if I'd forgotten that.
That would have been terribly embarrassing. All right. Well, if anything else crops up, please don't hesitate to call us. We'll know because the phone will ring loudly.
All right. Well, you guys still sound great and everything's wonderful and have fun and all that.
Did you call a crank phone?
What?
All right. Never mind.
Okay, smooches. Love you. Bye.
Yeah. All right. Good night. Talk to you soon. All right. The A-Bomb joining us to give us a production quality update. So I guess the only issue so far has been static, but we're not hearing it.
Yeah, I think it may have been that light in the background. We'll find out when she gives us her next update.
I thought
Okay.
she also said your volume was low. Did I make
Did
that
she
up?
say that?
Yeah. Well, I don't remember if that was about tonight or about something in the past, but yeah. It
I
does
just
seem
turned you
like
up anyway.
My mic is the lowest. And I'm right up on it tonight, so I don't know what the problem could possibly be.
I hear you loud and clear.
I hear you loud and
Yeah,
I always do.
Yeah.
You sound like James Earl Jones.
I try. I practice. I sit in front of Darth Vader episodes on TV, and
But your volume is always right there. The levels,
yeah,
always right there.
long time doing this stuff.
Well,
Talk loud and talk as close to the mic as I can.
oh yeah, because Chris and I are whispering.
I don't know what you want, dude. I got it all right here.
Okay, well, I'm glad we tried the pedos on the last show because I haven't been able to taste or smell anything for 3 days. Speaking of the A-Bomb, she said something. She said something the other day that I thought was show-worthy. We were listening to music, and Smoky Mountain Rain by Ronnie Millsap came on. Are you familiar with this song, Chris?
No, well, yes, from 2 nights ago.
This is going to be a little weird,
This is really weird, man.
but just go with it.
Can I step out for a smoke while we do this?
Are we not? Are we unaccustomed to uncomfortable broadcasts? Come on.
All right, don't let me stop you.
All right. Well, Smoky Mountain Rain by Ronnie Millsap came on. And for those of you who don't know, Ronnie Millsap, he's a blind musician. And in the song, he leaves a gal, takes off for L.A., but he regrets it. So he comes back to his hometown or his home region, and he's searching for her. He can't find her. But he knows she's somewhere in that Smoky Mountain rain. And the A-bomb said to me, you know, she could just be sitting right next to
That
her
thing over there. I got the volume down.
with a squirt gun. That's the second time that punchline has been fucked up. And I thought that was a great joke. And now, so the volume was down on your mic?
No, I'm talking about that noise you heard in your headphones.
Yes, I understand that. But when you said that didn't go out, you said that on mic, correct?
I apologize. I'll turn my mic down.
No, don't turn your mic down.
The thing is, why can't you just turn my mic up so that I can?
Your mic is up.
Why
What do you
can't
want me to do?
You're telling me I can't be 5 inches away from it.
I didn't say that.
So I gotta lean.
I told you what I do.
I feel like I should.
I said what I do. This is what I do.
I feel like I'm gonna do this from now on. I'm gonna get in the
Hold
ca-
on,
I'm
Steve.
gonna get in
You
the
hear me
catch
clearly,
state.
right?
I can hear you.
Have I
clearly.
moved the position at all when I'm talking?
I'm not sure it has to do with your position. I think it has to do with it might be the proximity of your mic to the board.
Could be. I don't know, but I know that I'm coming across
Well,
clear and
who
we're all on the
does
same
know
channels.
this? Who does know this?
I don't-
Can we get that guy on the phone?
Hey, maybe we can. Tune in next week. I'll get that guy on the phone for you.
He thinks there's going to be a next week.
Maybe there's not. That's up to you. If there's a next week, we'll have him on the phone for you.
I just, obviously we want these things. We all want these things worked out.
We want them all to
You
work
among
out.
us. It's not. We're on the same team as far as getting the show prepped and getting the show.
I love everything you're saying right now
Ready
because
for
I'm
air.
going to play it for the bosses. Remember who's here every week with you.
What does that mean?
I'm just, hey, what you're saying, I'm going to play to the folks.
If me
The
being-
customer's not, or the show's not happy.
Do you really think that? Okay.
No. Tell me.
No, I kind of.
Let's get. I love the awkwardness.
I
Let's
get
continue.
a mixed sense of what you're saying.
You mean your boss, right? Because if I have a boss, I'm walking out right now.
No,
That is
I'm
not-
talking about the folks that run this operation. They're not here. I'm here, and I've explained these same issues. So now that the radio show
So this
has
will,
an issue,
This will validate.
I'm going to let them listen. I want them to listen to the whole show.
The issues.
I have told your
I
specific.
would kind of like to think they're listening to all the shows.
Well, you know what? I would think that too.
I don't think so.
The person who brought you here, I told him make sure he's tuned in every week, and he's not. So, you know, I mean, thank God we've got the A-bomb to.
So what do you
Let us
think
know.
that will result in? They hear this, and what is the reaction? What is the?
Well, the one person is an AV guy, so he should be in here if there's an issue
Right.
addressing this issue.
Right.
So.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. The red phone is.
Oh,
rung.
there she is again.
AT&T's back online.
Okay. The A-bomb. Can you hear us?
I'm going to bring up her volume now. Okay, A-bomb's on the line.
Bring up Chris's volume too while you're at it.
Hello, darlings.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm sorry to bother you again. It's just me. Just checking in. Let you know, the static's awful.
Oh boy.
And I'm sorry, Hamboy. I hope these guys aren't upsetting you.
No, I kind of think it's good radio.
All right.
Oh, you do?
Here's the thing. Sorry to interrupt, Andrew. There's a monitor right over our shoulder here, which is the live broadcast, right?
Yeah, you're a little behind, but yeah.
Right, but if we turn the volume up on that, won't that show the same thing that Andrea is listening to with the same static that she's hearing?
Most likely.
All right, then let's do that.
Yeah. Let's do that right now. And,
All right, go ahead. You're right there.
Okay.
Or I can do it. Whatever you want to do.
Yes.
I mean,
I guess
it's right there on the right-hand side.
This is the week of deputization. Chris is now an engineer. Andrea's a consultant. Okay, the volume has been raised.
Yeah, it's static. Yeah, you're a little behind, but yeah. It's static. Volume up on that, won't that show the same thing that Andrea is listening to? You all hear it, right? I can turn it back down?
Oh yeah, no, I heard the static.
Okay. Well, somebody should say that because I'm not on mic.
Okay, we can hear the static.
Yes.
Nobody get upset. These are all fixable things, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I had my headphones off. I was trying to listen to static.
Okay, now we're not doing a mic check.
Okay, then I won't listen to her. When we take my mic, when we take my headphones off,
Oh
too?
my God. You guys, you goons, everybody calm down. Let's all work together in the spirit of love and something.
That was kind of inside, but I do think I should point out and let people in on this. Last week, Hamboy started to do a mic check without his headphones on. And that's something to me I think that's kind of first day of broadcast school.
Yeah. I skipped that day. I went right to number 2.
What was number 2?
Not a good one either.
Exactly what
So far this show. Can I hang up now?
Yeah, feel free, but thanks for letting us know.
We'll look forward to the
Love you
next.
guys.
And these are the issues we need to know. And maybe we can work them all out tonight just by working through this.
Well,
As
yeah.
issues arise, we can say, okay, well, now we know that's something we have to, that's a box we have to tick.
Yeah.
That's a ticket put into the IT department.
Let's make it happen. I'm not an engineer, so I'm just the only.
You're kidding.
Huh? I'm just saying I'm not an engineer. I did bring in a sound guy in, and it sounds like it got worse.
So, Chris,
Yeah.
when we talked Wednesday night, you had just received the COVID vaccine.
Yes.
As you said, J&J, one and done.
Right.
So you're fully vaccinated right now.
Yep.
At that time, I guess it was maybe an hour, 2 hours
Yeah.
after you had received it. And you said you weren't feeling any ill effects. A lot of people are reporting side effects,
Oh, yeah?
some debilitating.
Oh, jeez.
But in your case, you said you felt perfectly all right. Is that still the case?
Mostly. There was some monstrous flatulence. But other than that, it was great.
Jeez.
But they don't mention that one, so I don't know why they don't mention that.
Well, maybe because they're classy.
Yeah. Or maybe it was just me. I don't know.
Might have been a dietary issue, a poor choice at lunch.
That's often the case. Yes.
Man. Hey, I called you at lunch today. You were having lunch, and you seemed to be in a busy place. Where were you having lunch?
No, I was at home.
What was going on? It sounded like you were in a food court somewhere, in a mall in 1985.
I think I went out over the Skunk Works audio line. It was- my apartment was perfectly quiet. I don't know what you were hearing. Maybe the TV was on.
Well, see, see, this is very bizarre. Okay, hello, Nick? Yeah, you're on speaker, and we're live. Is that okay?
What's that?
You're on speaker, and we're live.
Okay.
And also, maybe you turn your device down.
Or am I on your phone live?
Well, both. You realize you called my cell phone.
Oh, hey, this is an old guy who can't hear very well?
No shit.
How's it sound on speaker? Any better?
I don't know. I can't. Can you hear all of Nick's words?
I think so.
There's a lot of static coming out over the air.
Yeah, that's what we hear.
And you guys' mics are lower than hand boys. That seems to be the recurring. So whatever mic you had O'Donnell on the first show, and the mic at the boards is much louder than the 2 mics you guys have.
Yeah, where's that mic?
Well, let's do a mic check. Okay, let's do a mic check then.
You know
All
what?
right.
I want the mic.
So here I am right here.
That's what I want.
Okay, and let's let Steve talk. Go ahead, Steve. Tell me how bad things are, and we'll see where you're at. Because
Well,
your levels are right next
the
to
only way I
mine.
can talk about how I can tell the story about how bad things are is to actually talk and let you hear it, and hopefully you're hearing what the people are hearing.
Well,
But I'm not sure you are because you're not hearing the static, and
Yeah,
neither
you're
are
not.
we. So
right.
I don't think the issue is.
It could be the mics.
I don't even know how to diagnose this.
Yeah,
Nick, do you have any possible suggestion as to what might be causing these problems, these profound technical difficulties that we can't seem to rise above?
Is he being? I don't know if he just called in and is joking though. Like, is he being serious about all this?
I think you guys should just have everyone call your phone because this call sounds great.
Well, I have a different mic than you too, so that could be it too. I just noticed now mine's different, so that could be why. You two have the same mic.
It's likely you got
Mine
a
says
bad
Walmart on
connection
it.
somewhere is what that
I got
is.
Target, so I'm definitely a little.
Bad cable or bad connection.
Okay, Nick says it could be a bad cable
Could
or
be.
a bad connection.
That's what that sounds like. That static sounds like to me.
All right, so well, I guess we'll add that to the list of things to address. Now, there are other shows here. Do they have these issues as well?
I haven't had any complaints yet, so I don't know if it's
And there aren't any. I mean, what we're doing, or at least what we've resigned ourselves
The
to,
simple-
doing, is not
simple
as
setup.
ambitious as we started out. But,
Yeah.
the idea of us sitting around and having a conversation seems to be fucking impossible. So, is there the other shows don't do anything much more
The other shows,
extravagant than that, right?
no. I mean,
And how do those sound? Are there any issues?
I haven't had any complaints.
Maybe it's just us, Chris.
Or snake bit? Is that what you're saying?
That's what it is. This is the curse of walking away from the single thread holding together the tapestry of humanity. I think the tapestry of humanity is going to.
Well, here, let me ask you this question.
It's already threadbare, yeah.
Previous shows, did you have any? Because that's the first thing I ask you each. Although I didn't ask you today, I always ask you any issues. So did you have any issues previously, and maybe you didn't notice, and now that we're coming across these from the audience? Maybe it's something that rang a bell, like, oh yeah, you know what, I did hear that static 2 weeks ago.
I did not have these types of issues.
Yeah,
Right. So it's really
this is
Wednesday and today.
This is definitely a recent thing.
Okay.
As far as any of the issues, they're all things we talked about, like the mic's not being on.
That kind of stuff is stuff that we can fix right here, right now.
Right.
Right. But as far as what's going out over the air, just happened Wednesday then, correct? Wednesday and tonight.
No, I would say I listened to our very first show and then last Wednesday, 2 nights ago.
On the
Okay.
first show, I was almost entirely inaudible.
Okay.
Yes. And so both those, when I went back to get, the reason I listened to them is I went back to get audio, and I had to remodulate the shit out of it on Audacity to get something usable. So I'm assuming if all the shows in between had similar issues, I don't know. Like I said, it may just be as simple as me not being close enough to the mic, but I don't understand why, like, if I move the mic, can't it just boost me?
Yeah. Well, I have you high, and I got your gain at. I'll move your gain up a little
so
bit.
I think what you're hearing, like, you're boosting me when I move the mic away, but that's not what's going out.
In the room might not be what's going out over the air.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that we're having this conversation. I do. Because I want to build the perfect scenario for everybody in here. So the only way to fix that is to have this kind of a show.
Right. So this is turned into.
I don't know.
This is fine with me.
I don't know if that's the only way.
Even if you guys don't come back ever again.
I'm pretty sure
I'm gonna fix it.
That is not the only way to fix these issues.
Well, you know it. You know what? Actually, it might be the only way. I'll keep that inside joke to myself.
Well, I will say this, and this was not our intention. We didn't even talk about this. We did talk about the technical issues.
Dude,
Not
I want every issue. Bring it. I love
not
it.
having any desire to bring these up tonight. I really thought we were just going to do the same show we did Wednesday, except
You don't have to feel bad or anything.
now,
It's
Chris,
fun.
You're looking at me. You're doing that thing.
No, okay, yeah, because another issue.
But, no, see, you think I'm dissatisfied with the.
No, that's not it at all.
Okay,
when he's
all right.
talking, he's booming through my headphones, and I can't hear you
And now
because
I
you're
can
not in
hear
my
you.
headphones.
Now I can hear you, but in an echo.
Yeah, I hear that too because I pull up his gain.
If you're both talking, I can only hear you.
This guy's on New Jersey 101.5 right now. Now I know that's insanely local, but that's what I'm hearing out of Chris.
I hear it too.
I think he's
I
giving
just-
you music trivia right now.
Yeah, I just turned
and
on.
I'm right up on the mic, so it's not an issue of you have me boosted up because I'm back.
I know.
And it's also not an issue of Chris not
Well, whatever you just did there. Okay, good. I heard a staticky thing there.
Well, that was me unzipping my fly because I've just about. I'm about to entertain myself at this point.
pleasure. Oh man, Nick, are you still? I don't think you're still with us. Okay.
Whatever you did there, you did something with your cord,
So, Steve,
Steve.
it was your intention to basically reenact Wednesday's show?
Steve, you did something to your cord there when you were messing with it. No, your microphone cable.
Is that why I can't hear?
You literally just did it like a minute ago.
Okay.
I can hear you now. There you go.
can hear
But
me?
yeah.
No, I can't.
All right. Why? So my intention, well, the only idea I had was that, well, we had a great, we talked for like an hour and 10 minutes.
Great
something
show.
like that, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We told some stories, and
I did bring one of those stories.
I thought we could reenact that since we had rehearsed it. But I also have no problem with what's going on because, as Hamboy said, and we didn't get into the fact that Hamboy was a bullshit story. I think you mentioned it in the recap.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So You didn't come upon the name Hambone, honestly. You hijacked it from a friend of yours.
This is the only way these issues are getting sorted out, Steve. Suck it up, man. I do have the story I told at the end, the Joey story, which I don't even know if that's a good story, but I did bring that on my drive.
Okay.
If we want to cut this adventure short, about 5 minutes tonight, we could roll that at the end.
All right. Well, we might do that, but God knows if anybody. When you introduce another doohickey to the, to the production, I'm not sure. This place might burn down. Here's the question I have. Is there somebody back there not pedaling fast enough? Could that be the issue?
That might be it.
Can we pump that guy up with steroids
We'll try.
so that we can actually do a show that people can hear and enjoy?
We'll try.
Well, I'm having fun.
It's good to have fun on the night, and this has always been an attitude of mine. It's good to have fun on the night, but if the show is just people having fun and nobody really identifying with what's going on or being able to follow it, or in our case these days, people not even being able to hear it, it doesn't matter.
Right.
We could have done this at the Dutch Tavern.
Yeah, we still can. I think people can relate to problems.
Incompetence, yeah.
And everyone has a job, and they have people they don't have issues with or whatever.
Right.
Not that we have an issue with you, Hambo. It's not what I'm talking.
Oh, you're fine. No, good.
But,
It's not a personal. It's the situation
certainly not
we're all in, because we know.
I'm not upset in any way, I promise you. You don't have to do. It's not you. It's.
This has been an issue in the past with engineers, as far as the bull goes.
Dude, I've been on your side forever, so I completely.
But I do want to make it clear that these are things that are not personal.
These are things that need to be worked out and fixed because guess what? You are an infomercial for what I'm building here.
Exactly.
So if there is an issue and a concern, we need to.
We're the showpiece. We're the trailer for your film.
Exactly.
If you want to put it that way.
So we need to fix it.
If you want to attract other top shows.
Well, there's no. This is the Bull of America Broadcasting here.
Well, no, I understand
And-
that, but it's a way to.
Yes,
to attract
I am-
other shows of this network or platform, whatever you want to call it.
I'm on the same page. I wish I could be upset. It would
just
probably be
saying-
better radio if I
I'm
was
just-
crying. Why are you picking on me? But I agree with you.
I want you to be honest, and I feel like you are. What I'm saying is that I know we're on the same page with
We are.
this. I know you don't want this to fail.
You can obviously see that. I mean, I sat there and almost how many times I was like, "You got to come in on Friday. You got to come in on Friday." I insist. So we don't want this to fail.
Right. And I want to make that clear. I want to get that on record that this has not necessarily anything to do with anything you're doing wrong. Just things you may
About that hiss tonight, and yeah. So we're gonna take this to the general manager. No, we'll address it and make sure that moving forward, it's the right way, right?
Well, when you say they, there are things that go on when you're not here and we're not here. That
There are other people involved in this, yes.
and they're the ones responsible for the sound quality.
There are
of only our show.
no, but it's the whatever's wrong here. This is where there's an issue.
Other shows take place.
I haven't had any issues, but it doesn't mean that they're not having those same issues. No one has brought it up.
I mean, Mike O'Donnell was on our show.
Yes.
And he sounded way better than we did.
He sounded like Morgan
Right.
Freeman.
It was just like he sounds better on his show.
So
He could just show up on our show and it'd be perfect. And somehow we still.
I have a
still
feeling.
Sound like shit.
I have a feeling that I sound better right now than you two because this
You
mic
absolutely do.
is probably a better. You two have the same mic, and this is whatever this. I don't know what this is off the top of my head, but this might be why. This could have been the Mike O'Donnell mic.
Would it even things out if
Everyone had the same mic.
Yes.
Yes.
But I mean, if everyone had a shitty mic, like the ones Chris and I apparently have.
Well, I don't
No
know
one
if they're
would know.
shitty. They're Shores.
No one would know. Well, let's let the audience decide.
Yeah.
There might be another phone call to let us know. But if we all had the same mic and it sounded evenly shitty, no one would know.
Well, I'm not supposed to be
That's it.
talking.
That's the scam.
The whole point is I'm not supposed to be talking. So
Well, that's not
you're the
true.
only show I talk on.
Because
Well,
when
we want you to
So I
talk.
kind of forgot that I had the mic. Is what I'm getting at. So.
all right, well, Doritos guy's back. with
Oh,
us.
all right. Looking forward to it.
I got an idea for next week.
Okay.
Everybody wins. We'll just have a mime as the guest.
I like it. Anything else?
Yeah, I gotta go. See ya.
All right. Good night, Nick. Nick, Doritos guy Vollmer. Man, oh man. So I feel like we're making progress.
We are making
I'm
progress.
sorry. What
But you
gives that
did say,
impression?
what's that?
You feel like we're making progress?
No, hold on.
Not tonight, not
Okay.
regarding this episode.
Okay.
But I feel like we've laid the groundwork to improve things tremendously, just by expressing these grievances.
Yeah, I mean, this was the only way it was going to happen.
That's really the only way they could.
Now, why is that the only way it's going to happen?
Oh, come on. You said it.
We're using your own words.
I know.
Oh, man, oh, man. You know, it is kind of interesting because technical issues have come up from time to time. Years ago, the electricity went out, and we were able to record audio only.
Okay.
No, I think the internet went out. The electricity remained on.
Yeah.
And there is one episode of our old show that is audio only as a result of that. But
Okay.
it sounded all right.
Well, you said about all the audio issues from last Wednesday or 2 nights ago show,
Right?
but there were very few on the audio I used, so we could put that out there, audio only.
Oh, so you're saying it was a full episode? What was it? How long?
It cut. Well, you switched it over like 4 minutes in or something like that.
Yeah, I was a little nervous with
So-
the internet, so I turned the audio on.
Yeah. So the very beginning isn't there, but I mean, there's something that could be.
You can salvage most of that show.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can salvage it more than the 2 minutes I took out of it. So.
and there won't be any choppiness like in the video.
There was a little right in the middle. I think something was. You know, you can also hear like the Windows noises on your computer, like the bing.
Yeah,
the,
click,
the
click,
system
click.
noises.
Yeah, you can turn those off.
Yeah, I guess that probably would help,
Yeah, it
right?
would
Yeah,
help,
yeah. All right.
Okay. But I don't see a pen in your hand.
What's that?
I don't see a pen in your hand.
Because we have a recording of it tonight. Do
But-
you hold on?
but-
Hold on.
but- hold on,
Hold on.
wait-
Do
wait
you
a
not
second.
think
Oh,
I'm not going to broadcast this thing to everyone that works in this
I'm
place?
not sure this is being recorded.
Well, it is being recorded. Because you have Doritos guy calling up when you said he wasn't going to call up, right? So you tried to pull this, that on me, which is fine. I love it. It's good radio. I would do the same thing, so I'm not going to be upset.
nobody's pulling
But you
anything.
literally were like, Doritos guy's at work farming or whatever he's doing.
Yes.
And then he called in on your phone instead of calling in on the Skype line or whatever the hell he would normally call in on.
Which was not. He said he'd call in if he had a chance.
Which
but
is
I didn't
which is
expect him
fine.
to.
I don't. But I'm.
Why are you bringing this up? This has nothing to do with anything. What I'm saying is,
No, it does have to do with things because you said he's not going to be on, and then here he is throwing a couple
Yes,
body
yes.
shots,
This
which is fine.
this is our biggest issue. It's not fine because why would you bring that up?
Why would I bring that up?
it
Because
has
you just
nothing-
roasted the show for 40 minutes, which is cool, which is good because I'm going to broadcast this to the guys in here.
Just explaining how cool this is and how great it is, and how great radio it is. But I'm kind of sensing a bit of antagonism.
No, that I can assure you it is
Our
not.
show.
All we're trying
We don't
to
want to be roasting our own show.
No, you're not roasting the show. You're roasting us.
Right. You said you're roasting the show. No, that's not.
No,
what
I
we're
meant to
doing
say
at all.
I meant to say the whole Skunkworks thing.
Okay, well, yeah, Nick calling in has nothing to do with it. And as I say, I'm not even sure the show's being recorded. Yes, people are hearing it right now.
It's being recorded because you're looking right at it.
No, I understand that. It's going out right now.
Yes, and it's being recorded right now as well.
But I can't say
on a
enough.
VCR.
First off, we use beta here,
Yeah.
or whatever
No,
that was.
But that was industry standard, so there's no way that's going on over here.
I do notice I have volume controls on my headphones, which are located.
Handboy's thinking volume controls.
This is. I mean, I've never.
I don't speak French.
They're placed right up by your ear, rather than where you would be able to. Like they could put them here where you could see them. I think would be a better.
Okay, but that's a little picky. That's
No,
an issue
I'm
with
not complaining
Sony,
about
not
that.
with the audio quality.
That is not something I'm complaining about. It's just an observation.
Okay.
Yes.
I did really enjoy the Jim Morrison halftime show.
Well, it'll be back. It'll be back. there were some issues with that as well. And I just feel like once we get things on a more level field, we'll bring that back.
Yeah, but meantime, it is important to raise these issues so that we can do the show that I think we were brought here to do. I don't think you don't want these things to happen.
I got way bigger plans than you could possibly imagine. So it upsets me that these things have happened.
Right.
Believe me.
Right.
Speaking of having bigger plans, I have a Mega Millions ticket for tonight's drawing.
Dude, I hope you hit.
That might fix. I'll put 10 grand.
That way, I was about to say that we can put some money into getting an engineer in here.
I'll promise you 10 grand into this setup if I win.
Oh, so you're saying there is another way?
That's the only other way this is going to get fixed.
Right. There are two ways. Man, oh man. Yeah. See, issues with engineers have kind of been a theme of the show since the beginning. But it was usually just people watching football. Because we did the old show on Thursdays for I don't know how many years we were on Thursdays. But Thursday Night Football would be a distraction because the engineer had a fantasy football team. So, of course, he has to watch every game to know how his players are doing and not really paying attention to us. The phone's ringing off the hook. You know, I'm asking for things, and it's just not possible. And I was kind of reminded of that last week when, Chris, you noticed that Hamboy was watching baseball.
I actually wasn't watching the baseball. I don't think I was.
But baseball was on the screen.
Yeah, I meant to put the YouTube on and forgot.
You made some reference to...
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you forgot because you were distracted by baseball.
I wasn't even watching.
Can I say this? Chris makes his living as a professional gambler. He has money on every sports event that occurs in North and South America.
Are you good? Because our current guy is he loses a lot of games, so we need a new expert here.
But here's my point. His week depended on that game, and he wasn't even watching it.
I wasn't even watching the game. You could try and break my balls about it, but it wasn't. It was just on.
Well, that brought back memories of Spaghetti Meadows, who's a great guy, and we love him, and I kind of want to. I hope I still have his number.
Yeah, good luck. He works for Sirius XM now.
I think he went to iHeart, and now he works for an independent production company, I believe.
Last thing I saw, he still worked at Sirius.
Yeah, but I talked to him, I guess, I don't know, maybe a month ago.
I guess he doesn't update his LinkedIn then.
Right before we came here, because he wanted to know what the big announcement was going to be about us. There's only one way to address this.
Are you going to call him back when you know?
Only one way to... Oh, Chris Morganti, anything we didn't talk about you might want to talk about.
No, I mean, it's only been 2 days since we were here last. So I don't have anything new that happened in the last.
Well, yeah, but some of the things we talked about did not go out. You told a story that I thought was worth sharing to the audience.
Sorry.
Before the show, what we thought was a show the other night, you and I were outside. There's I guess, what do you call this, regional rail?
Yeah, there's regional rail out there, yeah.
Regional rail adjacent to the studio. Strangely enough, we don't hear that.
Oh, no, I heard it.
No, you'll hear that, yeah.
Yeah, but in the broadcast,
No,
you don't hear
you do.
the...
When I was pulling the audio, you could
really?
definitely hear the train go by.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like that early scene in the Blues Brothers when they're in the apartment and the L passes by and...
I don't care for that movie.
Well, it reminded me, we were talking about how we can hear the static
Yes.
from the wires.
Yep.
The rail cars that I guess power the rail cars. And it reminded me of when I was a boy. I was in grade school, and representatives from the local transportation authority would come in, and they'd show us videos, and there'd be all these graphic descriptions of what happens if you touch one of those wires. And the guy said, "Man, if you touch a catenary," only time I've ever heard the term catenary. If you touch a catenary, which is apparently one of those wires, I've seen guys touch those, and their whole body just shoots off into 1,000 pieces the size of $50. It was very disturbing.
Yeah. Now, how would you touch one? They're pretty high up in the air. Would
Well,
you
I guess
climb in a
I
tree?
guess people were jumping on top of the cars, and
Oh my God.
yeah,
Well, that would be kind of the main issue, right? If you're riding the top of a train, I don't think the wires are your biggest worry at that point. That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
We had a guy from the train company come to my school when I was a kid, but I lived in a more rural area, so they were freight trains. They weren't passenger trains. So his big concern was that kids were putting the coins on the tracks. You ever do that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then they
Oh, no, I never did that, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah, they flatten out, you know, which is fun, I guess, if you're a kid. But his big concern was that they could shoot out at you like bullets. He was concerned enough about that he came to our school to give a presentation on it. And then we had another guy from the power company.
Well, wait, can I just say, that sounds like it might have happened to his son.
Yeah.
You know how people, they get really obsessed with the cause when something happens to someone they love?
Yeah.
And they just assume that this is going to happen to everybody. And I need to warn people. Her death will not be in vain. That sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
His
I
son
hope
was
not.
an idiot. I said her a minute ago, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so a guy from the power company came to visit.
Yeah, on a separate occasion. And he was concerned about the same thing your guy was concerned with, which is just touching wires, I guess.
All right.
I don't know where or what. But to prove his point, he took a hot dog, which he explained to us was 80% moisture, just like the human body. And then he electrocuted it in front of an audience of children. So, yeah, I mean, it's like, why did they let these creeps come in and talk to us in school?
It is very weird, and the dramatics were so disturbing.
Yeah. I think that was like a thing though, like Driver's Ed, they used to show you these like gory movies.
Oh, right.
Just like, you should probably slow down. Like that was the whole message, but instead of just telling you that.
No, you had to be scarred for life with what you saw.
Yeah, like
horrific footage.
Like Freddy
Beheadings,
Krueger level
basically.
films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And as a result of that, you mentioned something that happened when you were a Boy Scout.
Well, yeah, when I was a Boy Scout, we went to, they took us one night to the local police station just to show us around. You would think that maybe one of the boys had expressed an interest in being a police officer in the future, and that's why they organized this trip. That may be the case, but after they showed us around, like, you know, this is the squad car, this is the podunk Barney Fife jail cell we have over here. They took us all in at the end and fingerprinted us. So as I look back on it now, I think the real reason we were there was that they suspected one of the older boys in the troop of having been up to some no good, and they needed his fingerprints. And we were all involved in a ruse.
The whole thing was a ruse.
Yes.
Man, and that in turn reminded me of when I was, I think, in first grade. I had a teacher, Miss Flood, and she announced one day during school there'd be a new part of the school day. And she said, it's going to be called special time. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to call one of you randomly to the back of the room. We're going to sit at a table, and you can tell me anything you want to tell me. And it'll be our secret.
Okay.
This won't get out. You can say anything you want to say. And she called a student.
Uh-oh. Drop him.
Brought him to the back of the room. This is all out in the open.
Oh, okay.
The rest of us were engaged in some sort of busy work, and she conferred with the student in the back of the room. And I really liked this idea. I thought, this is great. I can't wait to be selected randomly for special time, because I have a lot to say.
Yeah, you felt special.
And then it turned out that was the one and only occurrence of special time. And then decades later, I realized, okay, that kid had something going on that she wanted to get to the bottom of. Perhaps abuse she may have suspected.
Yeah, I would assume.
Right.
She just wanted to talk to that one kid. She didn't talk to anyone else.
Right.
Well, why did she just take him out in the hall and tell you guys, like, read a book for 5 minutes?
That's kind of what she did, but she just did it in the back of the room.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but the whole announcement is a little bit weird.
Yeah, well,
like,
I
it would
think
have been less conspicuous to just take the kid aside.
right.
Yeah.
Or maybe, as you suggested, when we talked about this the other night,
Oh.
if she actually did bother to make it a regular thing, call everybody back and have a conversation.
I mean, that might have been useful. Maybe he wasn't the only kid being abused. You know?
Yeah, and who will ever know, because
They didn't get their special time.
yeah. Oh, they got their special time.
Hey.
Hamboy, anything we didn't talk about you might want to talk about?
I think we got it all.
We got it all?
I think we got it all on my end. Yeah, we just here 2 days ago.
So we're on the road to making improvements.
Well, that's the goal. Let's make it happen.
Well, no, this Let's business, we're holding up our end.
No,
We're providing the content.
I understand that. I'm saying
We're trying to.
Let's make it happen. We're going to make it happen. I am going to have our audio guy here next week. So if there's any issues, we can call him out.
He's going to be here on Wednesday.
We're going to
night.
have him here next week.
Next Wednesday.
He was supposed to be here this Wednesday, but I was in a bad mood and
so
sent everybody out of
you
here.
can't rely on him. You sent him out of here.
No, I sent everybody out of here on Wednesday because I was already having a rough day and said, get out.
We should point out he does run another business out of this space. So.
Yeah, we're not going to go into my week.
No.
I'll tell you off the air.
Yeah,
Really.
you weren't having a rough day working on our show. Because if that were the case, I'd have a lot more questions.
Yeah.
You have a whole other thing that that's how you make.
But with that said, listen, if this show don't sound good, then who else? People are going to be tuning in and go, oh, well, I want to go do some with the Skunkworks guy, and this show sounds like shit because I can't hear this guy, or there's a hum going on, or whatever.
I mean,
so this is an infomercial.
They wouldn't say this
it's
guy.
an
They know who
infomercial.
we are. And this is kind of...
So believe me, I'm glad that we are bringing. Listen, I'd rather you bring this to my attention than you call me on the phone and go, all right, dude, we're not coming back. This place sounds like shit, because then we never had a chance to address it. Right?
Well, these things obviously need to be addressed. And we're bringing these things up so that they can be.
Yes.
And we can all do what we plan to do together.
Yeah.
Here's another thing, Steve, and I'm just thinking of the because you and you can't hear me, right? You hear me because I'm sitting right.
I hear
next
you
to
ambiently, yes.
ambiently, yes.
Cans, yeah.
Right. So we're talking over each other, and I'm just not realizing how prevalent this is. Like that's not good. We're stepping on each other, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But also something, and this has been our whole career, I've noticed this. This is a problem we've had everywhere we've done this. On a lot of shows, when there's crosstalk, you can still hear everybody clearly.
Right.
We've never done a show where anytime someone speaks while someone else is speaking, even if it's just one syllable, it's a mess.
Okay.
And this isn't impossible to figure out. I know borderline R words who are doing this out of their basements.
Yes. Yeah, and we all do.
Is that what it's called now, an R word?
Well, I have to be careful
None-
because of the new audience.
Yeah, I know.
The grander stage.
I got in trouble for saying midget last night, so
What is the issue with midget?
I don't know. It's in the dictionary. That's my rule. If it's in the dictionary, I can say it.
Well, a lot of things are in the dictionary that people object to. Midget,
Take it out of the dictionary, and then I won't say it.
Well, the word "fuck" is in the dictionary. You don't use it in
I do.
every
Church.
circumstance.
I actually don't have a problem with midget because it is a word that is descriptive. People know what it means, and it's not meant as an insult. The problem is what happens too often, and I think we talked about this on a previous show.
Sure.
But when something is first used as a euphemism, the goal is to make it the general term so that everybody's happy. But then once it becomes the general term, it becomes used as an insult because that's what you use for that.
I believe there's a group of like 8 people that just sit around and they come up with new words to be offended by each month.
And I guess that was one of them. I guess it's little people now.
I'd rather be called a midget than a little people.
Yeah, it sounds dismissive.
Yeah.
I used to drive.
I don't get
It
it.
sounds like you're a serf.
I used to drive a midget race car, so I'm keeping that.
It's
word
now little people
in
race
my-
car.
No, I'm keeping that word in my vocabulary. I'm gonna.
Little people race car.
Okay, well, Chris has an issue he wants to address.
There's a file on there if we want to. It's right next to the one I
Okay, now we're going to be plugging in a USB drive into the system. I surely hope this doesn't end up in disaster. An avalanche might be caused by this.
Nick's calling back in.
Okay, we have Nick again. Hold on. Nick.
How did it go?
I know. I know
Come
it seems like we should be done. Oh yeah. No, we're toughing this one out.
Okay.
What, do you think we bailed on it?
You're talking about midgets and stuff you can't say anymore, right?
Yeah.
You know, I got in trouble. I was part of like a theater group. You can't say leotard anymore.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. correct term is Leonardo Handicaprio. All right, I gotta go. See ya.
All right. Good night again, Nick. We appreciate it.
Okay, what's the name of the file?
It's Joey something.
Okay, Joey Barr story.
Yeah. Now this is a story I mentioned at the beginning of the show. I told this story on Wednesday. I just maybe we'll end with that.
Okay, let's do that.
We may not have enough time. It seems like we've already been on an hour, so maybe hold that for another time.
It's up to you. I play it.
No, yeah, I said let's do it.
Okay. So, Steve.
Yeah.
I said things got a little bit weird for me
Is
after
that
the
it
show last week.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, do you want to talk about it? I said, no. But I didn't mean...
What? Was I not supposed to play that?
Oh, no, you were supposed to play that.
Well, what are you doing?
Can you turn off our mics?
Okay.
I went out to a bar after the show, which normally that would be nothing, but I hadn't been to a bar in like a year, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it was my old neighborhood bar. Not the neighborhood I live in now, but the neighborhood I used to. And there's one guy, when I got there, I wanted to make sure I was not sitting next to. So I found an empty seat, sat down, and sure enough, who comes walking up and sitting down next to me? This fella, whose name is, what the hell is his name? I don't know. I forget his name. Jim? I don't know. Something.
Let's call him Jim.
Yeah. So anyway, the reason I don't like sitting next to this guy is because he's a mumbler. And I know that sounds like a Seinfeld, like a Seinfeld low talker.
Right.
It's actually much, much worse than that. And I'm the worst person to be sitting next to him because my hearing's a little bit not as good as it should be. You know, like I can hear fine normally, but if there's like a loud bar, like music and people talking and TVs on and stuff, it all kind of resolves itself into noise in my ear.
Right, it's a single buzz.
Yeah.
And you know what I think that is? Years of wearing headsets and talking to folks.
Yeah, I also grew up at racetracks, you know, with
That'll do it,
loud
yeah.
race cars. So, yeah, there's a lot of things. And you and I have been out before, and, you know, you really got to lean in sometimes to get me to understand what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So me sitting next to this guy is just a recipe for disaster. But it's not my first time having this happen to me. So I'm sitting there, and I've learned from before, I just slowly nod. And then I go, It was the whole night. And I was there for a long time, way longer than I should have. I'm there just shrugging my shoulders. And So at some point, he starts, I know, really trying to intently tell me something. And I'm really in with the... But there's one of my ex-wife's friends across her best friend across the bar. So after I think he thought he got the answer from me that he needed to God knows what question. He goes around the bar and talks to her. And next thing, you know, like I'm getting icy looks from her and the guy she's there with. I have no idea what was said. You know, I don't know. But I feel like this has happened once before too. I feel like this guy is like he's tricking me. You know,
You think it's intentional? The soft talker.
I think he's a shit stirrer, and I didn't realize it because I got no idea what he's saying. But now twice this has happened to me. Yeah, he's trying to stir up shit, and because I'm just, you know, I get caught up in this. So anyway, it was a bad idea for me to go to that bar.
And what do you think the repercussions might be?
Oh, probably nothing because I don't talk to this person anymore. The woman, my wife's friend.
And he's probably mumbling to her too, so she probably just hates you and is also just looking at you to not look at him while he mumbles at her.
Well, that's kind of the problem, Nick, is because my daughter and her daughter are like really good friends. So I can't just be like, fuck it. Like, there's got to be some kind of civility with all of this.
I see.
So if he went over there and, you know, he thinks you're, well, whatever rank thing. I don't know how vulgar we want to get on this show, so I won't say. But if he went over there and said something really disturbing or offensive, it would be a problem. But I have no idea. And even if I point out, asked him, I wouldn't know what he told me. You know, so.
He mumbles even if you ask him to clarify? He just mumbles again?
Oh, I mean, when I first met him, I'd be like, what? Well, like, all night. What? And I realized that's pointless. I can't, I'm just not going to understand this guy.
Just not an agreement.
Yeah, Yeah, but that clearly doesn't work either. So
Now, do you ever just throw a no in every once in a while just to even things
I
out?
think I have, yeah, but I don't know what I'm saying no to.
Yeah, that's a rough situation. You might have agreed to. You might be under contract at this point.
Yeah. So I'm avoiding that bar from now on.
Well, I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. It's also like 15 miles from my home, so not a good place to drive to and fro.
Yeah. Oh, man. Terrible idea,
That's all
Chris.
we need to say about that.